Hi guys, welcome to week 15. So, although we are on week 15, this week I had to do something that I didn't want to do, but we have to narrow things down and figure out if Mounjaro is what's causing all of this digestive issues. I know I've told you guys for the past 2 weeks, which is when I moved up to 10 milligrams. I'm incredibly nauseous every single day. I'm throwing up every day. I have diarrhea every single day, multiple times a day with both of those two things. And I'm still very, very lightheaded, still very dizzy. Friday, David went out of town for work and he was gone from Tuesday, Friday. I knew he was on his way home. I didn't know exactly how close he was. I just knew he was, what I knew was I knew he was on his way back into town. And I said, okay, well, he's coming back into town. I'm going to take a shower. I usually shower at night, but this was the afternoon, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to take a shower so I could be ready when he gets home, because I know him, he's going to want to go to dinner or something, since I wasn't working, and, we hadn't seen each other in a few days. So I said, I'm going to take a shower right now. It's hair washing. I don't wash my hair every day. I wash it, like once a week or something. And I was like, I'm going to wash my hair, and, it's going to be like a long shower. For those of you who do not wash your hair every single day, you know what I'm talking about. It's a long shower. So I got in the shower, I washed my hair, and when I was rinsing out the shampoo before I put the conditioner in, I did not feel good. I started to feel incredibly lightheaded and just kind of woozy. So I have a stool in my shower because I have a standing shower. Both of my bathrooms have standing showers. And there is nowhere to put your foot. And if you know what I'm talking about, I don't know if you skinny girls can do this, but not skinny girls can't. Well, you can, I guess, but it's slippery. I'm not putting my leg on the wall. I'm just not. I need something to prop my leg on instead of like having it flat against the wall. I need it to like be on something so I can shave my legs and not risk dying. And so I bought a shower stool. So I use the stool, I put my foot on it, shave my legs, whatever. And ever since these dizzy spells have started, I have been using that shower stool to actually sit on whenever I have issues in the shower. So I sat down for a minute and it wasn't getting better. It was getting worse. So I said, okay, I better get out of here. I had already put the conditioner in and I sat down on the stool and I just rinsed my hair out as I sat there. I didn't even get up. I just couldn't get up. So I, rinsed out all the conditioner. I didn't even do my hair mask, which I usually do at least once a month. And it would have been that shower. So I didn't do it. I was just like, I need to get my balance back. So I got out of the shower. I didn't even dry myself. I put the towel around me and I got to the bathroom counter and I'm leaning over on the counter and I'm like, I'm going to pass out right now. I'm going to pass out. So I got some Q-tips and I was trying to dry my ears and I was like losing even the strength in my arms. And I was like, oh no. So I just opened the bathroom door. And I started as calmly, but as quickly as I could, I just started going to my bed. And I thought, at least if I pass out on my bed, I won't hurt myself because it'll be on my bed. And David just so happened to walk in to the door. He wasn't expecting me to not be feeling well. He was expecting to be like, oh, surprise, I'm home early. Because usually he always calls me and tells me I'm on my way home, or he'll talk to me while he's on the drive back. Even when he's just 2 or 3 streets down, he'll call me and be like, oh, here I am, blah, 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 blah. But he didn't do that this time. And he was like, he was supposed to come and do a couple jobs and then come home. So I wasn't expecting him till 5 or 6. And this is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe even 12:30. He looked at me. He's like, are you okay? And I couldn't talk. I just shook my head. I couldn't talk. He got me to the bed and I'm soaking wet. Straight out of the shower. I'm wet. I'm not dry. And he was like, are you okay? And he sat me down. He was like, you're burning up. Let me get you some water. So he got me some water. And I was probably that hot out of panic, out of fear, out of the fact that the shower was hot. It took me a good 10 to 15 minutes just sitting on the edge of the bed, drinking some water as best as I could. I had no strength. I had everything was, I can't explain it. I felt like I wasn't even inside of my body. And it took me a good 10 or 15 minutes to stabilize. Once I stabilized, he was like, what's wrong? I couldn't answer him. I didn't know the answer. I told him, I don't know. I just didn't feel good. And I explained to him what happened. And he was like, okay. And he's like, you need to tell the doctor. I said, I'm going to. I go to the doctor next week. This week, I will tell them. But I have all these things going on and I don't know what's happening to me. And I'm like, great. So because of everything that's happening, we are trying to figure out whether or not some of this stuff might be a side effect of Mounjaro and if it's too strong for me. So I'm skipping this week to see if anything gets better. Nothing has gotten better. Nothing. I'm still having the same exact nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, lightheaded, off balance, the lethargy, everything is still there. So I guess we'll find out on Thursday where we're going to go from there. And if they're going to have me reintroduce it back in to see. I did, I think I remember telling you guys I did some blood tests and I did a stool sample to see if there's anything going on that we just don't know about yet. So we'll go from there. But I did discover that nausea and vomiting and diarrhea are also side effects of extreme anemia. So I don't know if all of this is related, but I'm still very low. My levels are still really low. My complete blood count is at 8.7. And my iron level is they're very, very similar. I think 8.6. They're incredibly similar. And so maybe I don't think they're the same, but they're very similar and they're still both very low. So that's where we're at. And this week I still weighed in. I weighed in this week at my lowest this week was 323. And that was a couple of days ago. I guess my official weight is 324.4. Last week I was at 329.9. So that means we are down 5.5 pounds this week. And that is without taking an injection. We skipped this week. And I did log in the higher weight. It's 1.4 pounds up. But that's okay. It is what it is. Sometimes I retain water. I really think that I'm on my period. I mean, it is going away now. The breakouts that I was having is going away. So that tells me that the bleeding's going to stop soon. If it is a regular period. Because that's the way my body works. And I always know when I'm going to start my period. When I'm breaking out. I don't always get breakouts. Please don't misunderstand me. I don't always get the hormonal breakouts. But when I do get them, it is always right before I start my period. Or the day of. It's always during my period though. Or right before my period. And it always goes away right as my period's ending. So because it's going away, I feel like that's telling me that my period is stopping, even though I have not stopped bleeding at all since July 19th. And it is September 30th. So I'm texting with my cousin, and my cousin is a mother, my cousin's a wife, but her oldest daughter is older than my brother. So about 25 years she's been a mother-ish. It's not much longer than that if it is longer than that. And I've always heard, and again, I don't know because I don't have kids, but I've always heard that when you're a mother, you lose yourself in motherhood. and in being a wife, and you don't know who you are anymore for a lot of people. So I texted her and asked her, hey, do you have a hobby? Because I'm still trying to find a hobby. And she said, no. And I started explaining to her about how, you know, my therapist and I agree that I need a hobby and, you know, yada, yada, yada. Well, actually, I'll tell you exactly what we said, because I told her I'm not blessed enough yet to be a mother, but so many lose themselves in that they forget they are more. And I don't want that for you, especially since all your kids are grown and soon it'll just be you and her husband. And she said, I can't wait for it to be just us. I really want a trailer and to travel and like all these things. And she said, I know I like to do certain things, but as a mother and a wife and catering to the family for so many years, I did forget myself. And I recently asked myself, as I was talking to a coworker, who am I? But I don't know. I know I'm a mom, but now that my kids are growing older and having their own lives, I'm starting to have more personal time. So who am I outside of that? And I told her, that's really awesome. I'm so glad you're caring to start figuring out who you are outside of children and hopefully outside of said husband. It only makes you a stronger mother and wife to be a strong individual woman. And after all of that, I decided that we both needed a hobby. So I hopped onto handy dandy Amazon and I bought us a set of colored pencils. And they look like that. You know, they're just the Amazon basic colored pencils. But for some reason, they come in a steel case. And then I bought us, because everything that I was suggesting to her, she's like, that just sounds like work. And I said, I get it. Until you find something that you love, everything's just going to feel like a chore. But when you do find something that you love, it's going to feel like a real blessing to be able to do that thing. And I told her, what about coloring? You know, because you could take that with you on the go. You can take it on road trips. You can take it to work and do it on downtime, on your break, on whatever. So I got us this coloring book. I didn't even realize that it's the only one that's in a plastic. But I got us this coloring book, Color Me Blessed. And it looks like this. Pray, the Lord is my shepherd, goodness and mercy, you know, stuff like this. And I just thought it was a really sweet thing to color. So I ordered her a set and I ordered me a set, and we actually got them on the same day. I got mine really early, like at 4 a.m, and she got hers like around 5 or 6 p.m. But I also ordered me some more books. I ordered Country Farm Scenes, Winter Scenes, and it just has like cute little scenes from a winter escape and a village charm. And it has like little scenes that you would find like in a small little quaint village. And I started coloring this one as I was sitting there watching TV with David. And well, he was watching TV. He was watching football, and I was like, you know, cool, I'll just do this. And then this little country farm one. And then it has these cute little like country farm scenes. But I just thought it was really cute. And I thought, you know, why not? It's been kind of hard to find like adult coloring books that are not just like, what are they called? The mandalas or whatever, where they're just like those really intricate designs. Like, I think those are cool, but they also give me anxiety. I need something that's not as intense. So I found these and I thought that they were really neat. So I bought me those extra 3 ones, but I bought me and her this one and this, so that we can do them together. and maybe we'll find a hobby out of it. Also, if any of you guys read, I would love, love, love some book recommendations. I've been finding myself reading a lot more. You know, I just haven't been working the last 2 weeks, so I've just been home doing nothing. When I'm not asleep, I am looking for something to do. So I've already read The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I've read It Ends With Us. I read Dark Matter. And I'm beginning It Starts With Us. I just started it today. There was another book that I also just started. I have a tendency, like, it's the ADHD in me or something, but I go back and forth between books sometimes. Like, I could start one and then I just end up like jumping into a different one. So I started I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. I don't even really know what it's about. I just know that, trust me, it's yeah, the expectations are real. This says the #1 New York Times bestseller, quote unquote stunning young adult novel about a teenager coming to terms with losing her sister and finding herself amid the pressures, expectations, and stereotypes of growing up in a Mexican American home. So I have not read this book. I didn't know much about it. It's just with it being Hispanic Heritage Month or what have you. They're like recommending Hispanic books. I am not one of those who's like, I only read this genre book. I'll read a young adult novel. I'll read a thriller. I love a good psychological thriller though. I am not into smut books. I don't like books like that. I don't even like watching TV and there's like sex scenes. I don't like them. I will just like close my eyes or fast forward. I don't know. If that makes me a prude, it makes me a prude, but I don't enjoy watching other people make out. I don't enjoy watching other people have sex. I just don't. That's not fun to me. It's not exciting to me. It's not something that I want to watch. I think that there's just way too much of that going on regular old public TV these days. And so I don't like those kinds of books either, but I don't necessarily have any particular genre that I'm more interested in than others, but I did ask this on a community post and there was a couple of recommendations and I've added them to my library list. But if you have any recommendations, I'd love to hear it because I'm bored. I'm bored. And it requires just low energy. I don't have to like get up and do stuff. I don't have to like go buy things. Like I could just rent it from the library on my phone. And yeah. So I hope you guys are having a great week. I hope to get some answers this week. And I hope that I can get right back onto Mounjaro and let's go from there. Worst case scenario, they'll put me on 7.5. They'll put me back on 7.5 and we'll go from there, Because I did ask, am I going to have to stop taking? Because I don't want to stop. And she said, because I didn't have any symptoms with like the lower doses, if this is what's causing this, which I never really believed it was. I just thought it could be. It's always an option, but I'm already a week out from the dose and I still am having the same symptoms as it was before, just as intensely. Like it's not even like lesser intensity. So it is what it is, but we'll go from there. So I just want to give you guys some digital hugs. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. And you already know, leave it in the comment section down below. I want to hear all about how your week has been. Good, bad, ugly. I just want to be there to support you. And one thing that I have forgotten to do, you know what? Let's do a heart emoji. Any color you want, because they're every color of the rainbow in the what are they called? In the emojis? In the emoji library? There's like every color of the rainbow. So pick whatever color you want, but please feel free to drop a heart in the comments and it just lets me know that you got this far. And if you are not subscribed, please feel free to do so. We are on a mission to get to 2,000 subscribers. I would love to have you around. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll see you soon. Bye.